Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie and this is Eve's Rising Tarot. And I'm going to do a reading that's kind of like what I've done before, but I felt called to seek guidance and clarification through meditation for the collective, for the highest good of both myself and the collective. And actually quite a bit came through. So I wanted to just touch base and talk to you about it and see if it connects with you or if it kind of sparks an understanding or an awakening with you in some area of your life or what you're going through at this time. So I'm going to do that. The first thing that I had seen was... and it could have been because I had freshly grounded and, shielded and did all that stuff. But what came to me were the words, Mother Earth, Father Sky, and Christ the Child. And Christ the Child, I saw the words in my chest center. And so I just wrote the heart and love consciousness. And it just made me think of like oneness, source, right? When Christ was born through the meeting of Father Sky and Mother Earth, and Christ embodied and taught love consciousness. Love is through the heart. Love is the convergence of heaven and earth. And through the union and the middle way of both those forces, that is the path of purpose. And you can take from that what that means to you. Also, immediately after that, I saw in front of me like a Native American or Indian medicine pouch. And it felt like within, I couldn't see within it, but it felt like there was like ash within it. And the words protection came to me. So in some way, maybe it's a call for a need for protection. And not in the physical realm, but it seemed more of a spiritual protection. So a call to make sure that you are protecting your energy in any way you can. Make sure you are grounding out energy that you pick up throughout your day, that you pick up from spaces and people and things which you digest into your aura. And clearing that, grounding it out, bringing in heaven light, and then shielding, So if you felt a way that feels uneasy or anxious, nervous, a feeling that you can't put your finger on something that just doesn't feel right within you, like I gotta go, I gotta do this, then be mindful that maybe it's a time to protect yourself, protect your energy. 9 p.m. flashed into my mind, and I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it could be a call for a time to go to sleep at night. Maybe something happened at 9 p.m., Yeah, it could be a call to get more rest. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and getting more rest. And after that, I saw, or within my inhales, in when I was already in the meditative state, I felt compelled to speak in my internal dialogue. I with the inhale, and am with my exhale. And I saw the words in front of me while simultaneously looking at like an esophagus and a pair of lungs. And the esophagus was I, and the lung was A, and the other lung was M. So whatever that means to you, instead of I am this, I am an attorney, a doctor, I am, maybe just focus on or take into meditation or contemplation the I just am. And I saw a golden flower. It was more like a bud, and it was slowly opening, but it was glowing and it was gold. And I see this as the soul. the foundational true soul, and the opening and expanding through awareness and expansion of the self. A blossoming and a knowingness of the truth of the soul, the truth of us, the truth of what we are here to discover and to embody and remember. And then, I saw so many different random things, and I tried to, while still in it, just jot them down. The breath is life. This came to my mind as well. The breath is life. I also saw in it a wave that was facing right, and as I saw it, I felt it in my body. It was like a wave that was going this way, as if I was like at sea level and I was just watching it, but it was like facing this way, and the wind was kind of blowing that way. To the right, I see that as facing forward, looking like, in the US we write from left to right. And that could be a call to face forward, keep your gaze forward, keep your focus on the present and forward movement. And another thing I had seen as well was in the blackness and the void, I had seen purple, which I would presume is the crown chakra, but I saw waves of purple, kind of like a purple tunnel, and it opened up, and through it came what looked like birds, and they flew from this small opening and expanded as they got close to me and just flew, and then they were gone. I see that as birds represent heaven and elevated states of consciousness, lightness. They are so light that they can fly, right? So I felt like if you make time to connect and open that bridge and that portal, that they feel like messengers that were coming from heaven, sending guidance to you, to me. And what else did I see? I saw in this deck, I saw the image, and I was going to look through it beforehand, but we can just do it together. I saw this card. Purification. And think of symbolically what rain represents, what it does. Like if you live in a city area where it's smoggy and the air is dirty, what does it feel like after it rains? It's a washing clean, a cleansing, right? This could play into the need for protection. So purify, then protect. Bring light into your aura. I feel like that represents the sun, right? Sunflowers. Water your garden. Cleanse and purify yourself, your garden, your aura. And make sure that after doing so, you're protecting that. So seeing shielding, right? Maybe it's a call to sage or do some sort of sound cleansing or visualization of light and purification in your space, in your car, in your room. As I saw this as well, the words hope spoke in my mind. So hope, whatever that means to you. And I also, I didn't even know the name of it. I still don't even know the name of it. This deck here, Sable deck. And I got an image of the deck, which is this one. And I'm going to pull a few cards from there to kind of get some guidance. But I was guided to pull some cards from this deck that I got the hope card image in my mind of. So I'm going to actually put this so you can see it. And this was a reading with the intention, divine intention to share with the collective. Don't mind the chicken scratches. Let's see if I can angle this in a way where you can see it. And you can maybe take a screenshot of my chicken scratches and see if any of those things mean anything to you, or if they spark something in you, or a train of thought, or a remembrance, or something in you, and share it with me. I'd love to hear what that is all about for you. because not all of it feels entirely relevant to me, other than cleanse, protect, ground, hope, connect with the heart and the Christ consciousness that is love. Okay, I'm going to get a few cards from this deck. Spirit, what would you like to share with the collective for their highest good? At this time, what does the collective need to see? What do they need to hear? What do they need to know? I'll take 2 cards. We have Voyage and Gateway. Voyage. And I see voyage over water and a whale that's floating above its home in an environment of air, which is essentially what it requires to breathe, but it's not what its body needs, right? So while it can survive out of water, it's not natural or native to its home. So this could be talking about meditation with the purpose of guidance, with the purpose of, connecting with the spiritual realm and the astral realm, with the purpose of the breath is life. You can't play with the spirits all day. You can't play in the spiritual realm all day. We are physical beings in a physical realm, right? We're multidimensional, but home base for us is the physical. So, a call to voyage into the astral, above home base. Step into your darkness. But don't be afraid of it. There's no need to be afraid of the darkness. And gateway. Gateway, I see these 2 trees on the side here, right? And that makes me feel, it's making me feel like the 2 pillars, the Mother Earth and Father Sky, the middle way, right? That the Christ consciousness is in. And I see the unicorn as that rare sighting, that mythical creature that is never seen but heard of, right? So in going in that gateway, that middle way, finding that middle way, which is through the heart space on your voyage, you will be shown things that seem like a miracle or miraculous. You will be shown things that you didn't think were possible. And this is the light shining on this unicorn, and that I had seen the Christ consciousness in the heart as gold, and that gold flower opening up through the middle way, through finding the balance between those archetypal energies that are represented by father and mother, the masculine and the feminine within, the unification and the middle way and the balance of both. Is that gateway, is that portal, is that opening, is the way towards what will be shown to you that is mystical and magical and that you didn't think was possible. What else would you like to share, Spirit? Through the sable deck that I was guided to use, what would you like to show the collective? What would you like to show the collective? The observer and boundaries. I'll let you see them and then I'll see what comes out. The observer. And this feels like right when you step out of your natural environment of the physical and you go to a place that is higher. You step into the darkness, into the void. You put the mind at ease. You calm the mind. And you are the observer that is in that deep meditative state where the thoughts are no longer waterfalls coming at you. You've reached that place within your meditation where it is a still and serene quietness, where you are the observer without expectation. You are the observer just watching and witnessing what comes through, what comes to your mind, what you see, what you hear in the more heightened and transcendent 5 senses. I see that she has strings on her fingers. You are pulling the strings. You are the creator. You look into this crystal ball as the observer, and you see that you are the angel. You are the angel that is unconscious, that is waiting for that flower, that golden flower to open and to remember, to allow you to remember who you are. And boundaries feel like the guardian at the gate. That resistance, that tidal wave of thoughts that come to you when you sit down and decide to meditate. Underneath that boundary of this crunchy shell is a really softness. It's just a big Wizard of Oz, right? Projection to keep you in what the ego, the lower mind, perceives as safety, right? What it thinks it needs to do to keep you alive and safe and to know what's happening so that you do not go into territory which the lower mind perceives as unsafe, which at that point it cannot guarantee your life. So any boundary that you perceive in this pursuit to step into deeper states of consciousness through meditation, through the middle way, through love and patience and kindness with yourself, through faith that you are so much more than you believe, that your potential is limitless, and life and this world has taught you to believe that you don't have that power. You're pulling the strings here. Open up your hands, like the image, to what can come to you, to what you can receive or know or understand in this process. Let's see. I want to get one of these cards to close it out and read from the book. I think they're beautiful, and it feels like there could be a good message that could come from if that is what is meant to come out. Spirit, what would you like to say to the collective? 1. 2 hands in this image as well. And this is to me confirmation. I see this triangle, right, as the father and the mother and the middle way. And instead of pulling the strings, you are the creator. You are also the receiver, right? In your being your observer, you create and you receive in that cyclical process. Let's see. What is this one? Do we have that one? Did I leave it out? I think I put it away. Oh, yeah, I did. This is the Modern Nirvana Oracle. I think it's really beautiful. The messages in it. Okay, so one. Let's see where that one is. I wonder if they're alphabetized. I think so. Okay, one. You learn by reading, but understand by love. I'm going to totally botch this word. Ubuntu is an Nguni. I don't know how to say that Bantu term that recognizes the interconnectedness of humanity. I am because we are. And there was I am in there, right? In the esophagus and the lungs. Humanity towards others begs us to remember that the nature of our humanness is inextricably linked. Oftentimes we search for answers, we forget how much we already know. Simply by looking within, we can be reminded of the interconnectivity that we all have with one another. Once we connect to this unconsciousness and drop into absolute harmony, the answers will rise. And I see that as when you connect with that serene state of consciousness, you tap into when you get into those deeper meditative states. And I saw that as the opening of the third eye and the birds coming out. That is the wisdom. That is the knowingness. That is the remembrance. Let's see. I'll read that again. Once we connect to this unconsciousness or this consciousness and drop into absolute harmony, which is that stillness, the answers will rise. The connection that we have with nature, humanity, and everything within consciousness is one. Remember your power and deep connection to everything and everyone, and allow that awareness to shine. Right, and the mantra is, we are one, I am because we are. As I connect with my inner light, I remind others to remember who they are. And I see that, right, this peak of the mother and the father, right, and the top of the triangle, I see that as the love. And the love is the convergence, right? And the convergence is where what you give to, you also receive from, and so does everything. We are all interconnected, and what we do affects others, and what they do affects us despite this illusion of separateness. So, you learn by reading, but understand by love. Perhaps, and take this, whatever message you take from this as well, go on a voyage into the darkness, into these deeper states of consciousness with possibly the mantra, I am. Breathe in, I, and your exhale, am, and say this in your inner dialogue with every inhale and exhale. Get to the point of the stillness, the observer. And this also, the stillness I see is this, right? Instead of the waterfall of thoughts coming to you at the second you decide, I'm going to go meditate. And then you're like thinking about an experience you had when you were 10 and so what you ate for dinner last week. And I didn't exercise yesterday and all of this stuff. I was going to say the other word, but that doesn't matter. Right? But the more why meditation is a practice is because you get better at it. You learn the way your mind works. You learn the way your mind thinks. You learn where your mind goes when you determine I'm going into a meditation, right? And the more you practice it, the more that waterfall lessens to like a river, right? And a river of thoughts. And then it's like a little trickling stream, right? And then the thoughts are just far and few between, right? And everybody's meditative abilities are different, right? the way I receive messages in meditation could be completely backwards and different from what you receive. So in this stillness, when you go on that voyage, when you step into your darkness, when you persist and stay determined to keep at this until you can learn and strengthen those spiritual meditative muscles to get yourself in these different states of consciousness, you begin to see incredible things and pull the strings, and you go in with intentions, as I did, right? I did a lot of stuff in preparation before, but I go in to the meditation. What does my inner guidance want me to know for my highest good and that of the collective? What do they need to know right now? And I just, for me, I try to keep my eyes closed a little bit, but as they come to me, I write them down. And then I take some deep breaths, and I don't let those thoughts carry me away, and I come back and I repeat that a couple of times. What does my inner guidance want me to know for my highest good and the highest good of the collective? And and then all this random stuff comes through, right? And this also I see as well, the Father, right? The giver and the receiver. And in the heart, I saw that golden flower in the center of Father Earth and Mother Sky, or Father Sky and Mother Earth, right? So you add to and you complete this by finding the union between the giving and the receiving of yourself, of your life, of all. And I'm gonna leave the reading there. And hopefully it was helpful for you and not too long-winded. And if it resonated with you, please comment and let me know how and what it meant for you. And if it meant anything, it'd be so incredible to hear how this connects with all of you guys. And I'm sending you all so much love, and we'll talk to you soon.